Yo. What up, world? What up, world? We are back. I know it's been a minute, man. Been, handling some health issues. Excuse me. Been handling some health issues, trying to get a family situation and everything. But we are back tonight. We are back, and we are back with a vengeance. We're going hard. What's up, Coach?
What's good, people?
Welcome to Blues House, man. Um, you know how I like to do it. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these subs up. Let's do all this stuff, man. Where my light at? I'm unlitty. There we, there we go. Yeah, man. So what's been good with you, Cope? You go see any movies this weekend, anything like that?
No, I didn't check anything out. I kind of been waiting on Suicide Squad, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the squad too, man. But I did go. I took my son to go see Snake Eyes
Okay,
yesterday, and
that's what's up.
yeah, man. I don't necessarily agree with the reviews. Like
Yeah, I
it
heard it
wasn't
wasn't
the
wasn't a bad movie, right?
yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. Maybe it shouldn't have been. Maybe it shouldn't have been a GI Joe movie or a Snake Eyes movie because that's not the feel I got from it. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? To me, it was just a decent action flick. You know what I'm saying? Snake Eyes, I ain't trusting that dude ever. Tell
right,
you that. Like he's a bad guy, man. He's not.
right.
If anything, me and Storm Shadow could kick it any day of the week. Snake Eyes, not so much. Would not trust him with a 30-foot pole, man. He is untrustworthy. There was no honor in anything that he was doing. I tell you that.
Nah, not at all.
Did you watch it?
No, not at all. But I've heard a few reviews and I've heard the synopsis of the story.
Uh,
I'll probably check it out. Probably, shit, I might go this weekend. I might
yeah,
go.
I enjoy, my son enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Right.
But yeah, they can build from it though. That's one thing I do think that they can build from it. I
Okay.
hope that they do build from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I hope this doesn't deter them from continuing this GI Joe reboot franchise type situation.
Right.
Um, because I do think it's needed. I do think we need uh GI Joe, and you know what I'm saying, some of these old reboots or relikenings, reimagining. Matter of fact, and this will go on with what I'm talking about. Where am I at? So Flash Gordon is being rebooted. I'm gonna just go and hop into it. Flash Gordon is
Right.
being rebooted by Tiki Waititi, right?
Okay.
And this is coming from Murphy's Multiverse. And I want to talk about this because not only because of the reboot or whatever,
Right.
but I want to talk about, I guess, creativity in Hollywood.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Get behind that.
is there a lack of creativity? Well, should I read this first? Yeah, let me read this. Let's talk about this first, right? Let's talk about this
Okay.
Flash Gordon reboot, and then I want to talk about either the creativity or lack thereof in Hollywood. All right, now, like I said, this is coming from Murphy's Multiverse. It says Taika Waititi's Flash Gordon is no longer going to be an animated film. I guess it was going to be animated. It says it looks like Taika Waititi isn't done with the wacky space adventures, as his Flash Gordon project will no longer be animated, but rather live action film. In an interview with producer John Davis, Collider has learned that the project, which initially got revealed 2 years ago, will switch gears. He revealed that the decision came while preparing the script, that it might work better in live action. He says Taka is writing it. It was a movie that was a huge influence on him growing up. It is one of his favorite movies. He initially said to me, "Let's do it animated." I said, "Okay." Then we got into it and started developing, and he said, "No, let's do a live action." I said, "Even better." In an interview, he also hinted at how Waititi's vision might be closer to the original 1930s comic series rather than the 1980s space opera, film starring Sam J. Jones. Quote, he says he has the most fantastical, interesting version for this movie. You can only know it is Taka. It is what he does. It is the way he looks at the world. He is the greatest guy in the world. He is the funniest guy in the world, and he thinks on a different plane. And this movie embraces everything that's special about Taka and his vision. It harkens in a very interesting way to the original concept from the comics. Technically, the director already gave people a glimpse of what his take on the franchise would be through his Thor films. Ragnarok in particular seems to take some inspiration from the space opera, with the sequel potentially dipping its toes and even more into this era. We'll see what the future holds, but the movie to a live action adaptation is certainly interesting and has a lot to live up for longtime fans of the cult classic film. Now, were you a fan of
Flash Gordon?
Flash Gordon? Yeah.
Kinda. I mean, I've watched the movie,
Mhm.
but I won't say that I wasn't a fanatic.
Right. Flash Gordon for me, it was one of those goofball 1980s. I don't know if you remember, USA used to have USA Up All Night, where they used to play like campy films, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some classics, but just it was cable TV. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of kids probably don't even understand what I'm talking about when I say
what that really means, right?
Cable TV, like these, you know what I'm saying? Like the first iterations of having cable TV or having the ability to have programming that people pay for, stuff like that, right?
Right.
So you get all these films, whether it's from the 80s, 70s, you know what I'm saying? And they will play them particularly late night. A lot of it was kung fu flicks from the 70s, you know what I'm saying? A lot of racy films, stuff like that. And Flash Gordon was one of those. And it had the crazy soundtrack, the goofy one-liners, stuff like that. And I think it became like a cult classic because of that. Not necessarily because he was like the greatest superhero or anything. He was a high school football player who just happened to get, transported to another dimension or another universe. You know what I'm saying? Nothing special about Flash Gordon whatsoever. But it was just a fun, campy thing. Now, for it to be rebooted, and that's what I really want to talk about, is there a lack of creativity in Hollywood? What do you think about that? You there, Cole? Yo. Are we rolling? Am I missing him? COVID, you there, bro? Oh, he jumped down. Hold on. Let's see if we can get him back.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
No, you good.
But to answer your question, I heard to answer your question, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with remakes and reimaginings and things like that. I feel like it's a way to tell a story. Maybe if it was just maybe ahead of its time or something like that, yeah, I can understand a remake. But for them to remake movies that weren't necessarily bad the first time, that's not very creative to me. I don't understand why. I mean,
why?
I get it. I get, like you said, there's no creativity, or you're asking if there's any creativity. I guess my answer really is no.
This is okay, and you know what, you saying that, I can't disagree, but this is where I fall in line at, right? I think a lot of these properties carry a lot of nostalgia, and they are a huge brand.
Okay.
Right? Because this is I've heard people talk about this before. Oh, why do they keep rehashing? Why do they keep redoing stuff? Hollywood is all about trends, and it's all about success. If I give you something new, right, and it doesn't work, why would I continue to give you something new? That's how I look at it. Like Hollywood, I don't think it's a lack of creativity. I think they built so many great brands in the golden era of movie making, right? That we don't want anything else. We claim that we do, but then when Hollywood gives us something new, we don't get behind it. You see what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
I think our attention span used to be huge also back then because movie making was brand new, or a lot of these things was new. Now nothing's new under the sun, and we rather be comfortable than challenged. You see what I'm saying? So our comfort level.
That's
Go ahead.
That kind of translates to laziness, though.
From who? That, but see, that's my point.
Right.
From who? Is it laziness from the consumer, or is it laziness from Hollywood?
I think it's maybe a little bit of a mixture of both.
Okay.
So when you say something like, they're following the trend, they're giving what, they think you want. Like you said, I mean, as far as anybody I've known, a lot of people hate remakes.
Right.
A lot of people hate reimaginings. A lot of people hate, like the new trend has been like spiritual sequels.
Yeah.
Let's retcon every sequel except for the original and make our own new trilogy. That's happening everywhere.
Right.
I mean, I could see that happening with the big three as far as horror goes. It already happened with Michael Myers.
Right. This would be its fourth reboot, I want to say.
No. They
are we counting? Well, because you got what it was, H2O, that whole time period. To me, that was kind of a reboot to me.
I guess it was supposed to be, but then Resurrection still followed that storyline.
Okay.
So I guess it.
But okay, because
I guess it would be the third iteration.
Yeah, because it did. But what her name? Stroll. She had a son in that. Where's the son at now?
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
the son went to college and everything. That was totally done away with. Now it's just the daughter.
Right.
Back with the daughter. So that's why I'm saying I think this is like either, because you got that and then you get the Rob Zombies iteration, and now it
would be 4.
So yeah, this would be the 4th iteration.
Right. And that's the thing that that's a story that in my eyes there is worse than a remake. Don't get me wrong, the movies are good, but it's not canon to the original story. If you're doing something different, call it what it is. It's not a sequel.
Right.
And I think that that's how they get away from, this isn't a remake, but it really is.
Yeah.
Because it's a different storyline. So it's a remake. It doesn't follow the same linear story. I think that they've gotten, like I say, here's what the laziness comes in.
Okay.
When you can put movies on screen and they be shot for shot remakes.
Carrie.
Psycho,
yeah.
What's another one? Shot for shot remake.
True Grit.
Yep.
What else?
And I got just putting different actors in. That's lazy.
Okay.
Very. I mean, nobody took the time to write the script.
Right.
Nobody took the time to. I mean, these actors just watched the performance and then mimicked it. You being an actor, that's all we do anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I can get behind some remakes, but when you remake movies that don't need to be remade, that's where I have an issue.
Okay. So you're totally against reboots and remakes?
No, because certain aspects of it could be good, but establish it as that.
Give me one that you see as good.
As far as a remake
or reboot.
Scarface.
Okay. So you consider Al Pacino's Scarface to be a remake or a reboot?
It's definitely a remake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a remake. I mean, technically it's both.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it follows the story, but then they set it in Miami instead of Chicago.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of a reimagining, I guess. So that's an instance where
what about
was brought.
Not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
You're good.
What about things like The Great Gatsby? Where it's these books, but it's based off books and writings and such. How do you feel about updating that for a newer generation or something like that?
It depends. If the film doesn't okay, if we're pulling up stories like we're pulling up novels,
right? Othello, just
to me, I don't have a problem with what was the movie? Right.
Mm-hmm. That was like the hip hop version of Othello.
Right. Yeah. So to me, that's an interesting concept because it's like, okay, it's this story, but then again, it's and all movies for the most part are that. I mean, if you go even to like Disney films, they're all from an original work, just reworked. So it's been happening for a long time.
A while, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just they're creative. Them being creative is finding new ways to show you the same story on screen.
Right.
So that it's lazy, but then again, I guess it's effective.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. With Hollywood, because let's say I go to Taika Waititi, right?
Right.
Visionary, we know he's a visionary, and he gives us a film that could start a franchise, right? And I guess back then we gave more chances because I mean you got to think of some of the stuff that we was watching back. So it's a lot of that stuff that was not quality that made it, right? And there's some stuff that was quality that didn't make it. And I guess no matter what franchises are in the eyes of the beholder, the fans control everything.
Of course.
And that's why I was saying Hollywood can't make a franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't make, no matter how hard they try, they can do 3, 4, 5 sequels and they'll all be flops. You know what I'm saying? Because if the fans don't want to see it, they don't want to see it. Or if they're and that's what I mean by what today could Hollywood do to get the fans
excited
other than reboots, other than remakes, other than reimaginings, other than continuing a franchise that may or may have not been long dead and gone. You see what I'm saying?
I get that, but then again, how many original stories just float on desks in Hollywood or sit in bins?
Yeah, true.
They don't want to put that on screen, as far as I'm concerned, because if they did, it would be there.
Okay.
This is why a lot of filmmakers I'll make movies on YouTube.
Well, that's what you saying that I was going to ask that. Do you think a lot of those ones that are in the trash, in the bin or set aside, they get made either on Netflix, Amazon, Hulu or YouTube, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But can some blockbusters, not the blockbuster that I'm talking about, but can some success come from those films? You know what I'm saying? Can a franchise be built from a YouTube film or a B movie. I just call it as is, a B movie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't cherish them as much, but B movies used to be on my radar
because the people really gave a shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I would go to Blockbuster or whoever back in the day, especially when they were going out when the movie rental spots was going out of business and they was giving
Right.
the rent 5 for $2. You know what I'm saying? I was
Getting them.
any B movie that was in there. I'm renting, watching,
Without
sitting
you.
down, like, oh man, this was a real, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it is some diamonds in the rough. It is, you know what I'm saying, some
Right.
hidden gems. How I guess is it Netflix now where you can find hidden gems, and why aren't these gems being, I guess, pushed? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's a cult classic? Because I know, and I know it kind of seems like I'm all over the place, but I just had another thought. I'm sorry, but you get something like Big Trouble in Little China, right?
Okay.
It flopped,
Okay.
but I didn't view it as a flop, and I know a lot of people I talk to say, "Man, that's the movie. That's a classic." You know what I'm saying? A lot of movies back then, and I hate to sound like the old guy, you know what I'm saying, back in my day, but a lot of movies back then they did flop, but they ended up being like cult classics. I don't think you get that in today's era of movie
Well,
making.
people don't. A lot of the time when you hear the term cult classic, it's because it did fail critically,
Mm-hmm.
but it found life at the video store
Right.
or online on a blog. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. You never hear about movies that win
Mm-hmm.
being cult classics.
Right. Right.
Never. Because people have to discover them.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's like a cult following. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what's a good example of like a cult classic to me? Um Something like Fight Club.
Okay.
That's a good example. People went and watched Fight Club in a movie theater. They either A, totally didn't understand what they watched and
Mm-hmm.
hated it, or B, they loved it so much that, you know what I'm saying, it was what it was. The movie didn't do very well. I don't critically, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Fincher's movies ever do very well critically. I think it's all of his movies are cult classics, but that's a movie that found life after the theater, like on home release and shit like
Okay.
that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those films, yeah, of course. But you know, I feel like you really miss some of these like indie flicks and stuff like that because they're so like they're put on these streaming services and there's so many of them now. You don't really have cult classics like that anymore because there's so much content. Everybody can make a movie now. I guess the times are different.
So it's consumption rate.
Yeah. I mean, you can only consume so much content. I mean, if there's thousands upon thousands of filmmakers that make the same type of film,
Right.
you're only going to see the first or second or third,
Mm-hmm.
before you get, oh, well, I'm on to the next.
Well, agreed. But do you think we put so much stock in these blockbusters now? Like, nobody, the trailer dropped, boom, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the biggest budgeted film. It's not a summer blockbuster. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
Mhm.
I'm just giving you a movie that I wrote, could be good. I tried to get the best actors I could. I might have one superstar in it, one major Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Uh, do will people go out to see said art, I get what you want to call it, art film, or what I'm saying, something that's not that blockbuster. It's not Superman, it's not Marvel, it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not.
Let me tell you something. They won't
Mhm.
go see it at the cinema.
Okay.
They will not go see it at the cinema. That's something that they watch at home
Right. Okay, so they just wait.
because, right, right. Um, I think a good example of a film, like you just said, not really any superstars in it that did well, that people really enjoyed, like something like Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
That was one of those ones it was a gem. It didn't do well in the movie theater, but on DVD,
Mm-hmm.
man, that movie killed. So movies like that slip through the cracks sometimes and do become a success. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I don't think everybody gets through like that.
No, no, everybody doesn't
It
get
just
through.
doesn't happen. There's so much, like I said, there's so many people making content now.
Do you know what? Do you think it was? I ain't gonna say easier, but I think because there were only basically really one place to get your content. I'm gonna just say TV in general. Even
Right.
though it had different channels, it was TV, right? So we all sat in front of that, in front of the TV. We didn't control our destiny when it came to TV. That's
Right.
what I'll say. So, if you out for spring break, winter break, whatever break you out for, you
Okay.
watching TNT, you watching TBS, you watching them play reruns. Like I said, USA up all night, you staying up all night, you seeing these films that potentially had flopped in the theater, but like you said, gained some traction. Uh, you know,
Home
post
release.
right home release stuff like that. Do you think that's the issue? Also, since we control our viewings of what we want to see now, um, you don't get a chance to make that cult classic because it's so all over the place. There's nobody's funneling, I guess, the cult classic to us. We have to go and search, dig, and
Right.
and, and
Word
dive
of
deep.
mouth. Somebody's got to tell us
Right.
about how to get to it.
Hmm.
Nah. Yeah, I agree.
And
Um.
and that word of mouth could be a little too late. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I'm gonna go back to Big Trouble in Little China. I can't remember exactly the year it came out. I want to say like 86, but
Yeah.
it lived on from 87, 88, 89, 90. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it just grew.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't see that with, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is not even just a cult classic? What's a classic film? You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Are we even it? Are we even making classic films? I mean, we got streaming to where we can do repeat viewings at the drop of a dime, and I don't even know if that's happening
Right.
the way it used to happen, unless it's a big franchise. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Hollywood is like looking at those numbers because everything now is algorithm and numbers. Not saying that it wasn't back then, but I
Right.
think they trusted the talent a little bit more. They trusted their producers, their filmmakers, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more back then. Now they go strictly to a spreadsheet.
Oh, no doubt. Get them figures and look at the
Right.
numbers.
And if that creative mindset doesn't add up with what that black and white says, then they not doing it. Like you said,
Yep.
how many
Goodbye.
pieces, how many scripts are left on the cutting room floor,
Right.
uh, in the trash can, and that, you know what I'm saying, filed away in the trash can, so to speak.
Or they've been
Yeah.
gaffed up so much it's not even the original
Right.
story.
Not
Right.
even the original story no more. So I guess that's why I kind of want to talk about the Flash going to reboot because things are getting reboot. Like I said, I just watched Snake Eyes.
Yep.
That's not a classic reboot, but that's them
It's
going
a
back into a
reboot.
franchise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had Masters of the Universe last weekend. The big debacle with that. It's I think it's a lot, and I think we even said this before when it comes to reboots. Like, it's a lot of reboots, or it's a lot of classic films that were out there that I think should be given a second chance because its first chance didn't
Wasn't
go
good.
off right.
I
It
agree
was
with that
botched.
100%. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would like for them. Okay, you want to do reboots? Well, let's be a little bit creative with our reboot. Let's go back and get something. I don't know, Pizza Face. I don't even know if that was a movie or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Let's go back and get something like that. One of those movies that just, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy brought up I don't know if you remember Aragon. You remember Aragon?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was supposed to start a franchise.
Right, and we got one movie.
What happened to the point to where that story couldn't be continued?
Down, right.
What was it? It was a movie where it was I forgot, it was like Number 7 or something like that. I can't remember the name of that movie, but the boy had powers. He was like half alien, and he had powers, and they were looking for him. I can't remember the name of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was something like that, but that had a nice story that I thought could have continued. The what was it? Push with Captain America and with Chris Evans. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Where they had telekinesis?
I think I've heard of it, but I okay, yeah, I know the movie you're talking about.
Yeah, that movie. Like, it's, to me, and these are more recent than, you know what I'm saying? This is not even 80s films or 90s films that they can go back and touch. But I think it's, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to reboots, I don't mind a reboot, but if we're gonna try to be creative, do something that nobody, that, you know what I'm saying, that it really missed. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go get that one. Right. We might, you know what I'm saying, that was ahead of its time, nobody understood it. Now let's try to push it. Now let's try to, you know what I'm saying, recast, rework it, redo some things. Maybe it was bad timing for this film. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I
agree with that one with a lot of different films.
I think it's a lot of material out there.
Right.
You know, but I just wanted to touch on that, man. Not really. I mean, Flash Gordon, that's a cool reboot. I'm not the biggest Flash Gordon fan, but
me either.
I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It touched. A
lot of people did like it.
Yeah, a lot of people did like it. So I get it. And it's a meme. You know what I'm saying? Like, Flash Gordon, he's a villain, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's a villain. So I'm 100% behind it. But yeah, old Flash Gordon. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about reboots. All my people out there, let me know how y'all feel about reboots, how y'all feel about the Flash Gordon reboot, stuff like that. Now I want to get into, since I'm talking reboots, well, I guess this ain't really a reboot, but DC is doing Blue Beetle, right?
Okay.
And I think they might have found their Blue Beetle.
Okay.
So, where we at? Boom. This is coming from the Direct. Come on, why are you doing that? It's tripping.
You good? Take your time.
All right. So it's coming from the Direct. It says DC reportedly wants Netflix Cobra Kai star to lead its live action Blue Beetle superhero movie. Says Warner Brothers is well known for developing plans for movies quite far in advance. Yeah, that could be there to their detriment, particularly within the DCEU. The DCEU's upcoming slate includes a slew of outings that will forego the theoretical experience in favor of streaming releases such as the mysterious project centered around Blue Beetle. Having been in development since 2018, Blue Beetle will feature the new lead hero Jaime Reyes, who discovered the Blue Beetle scarab before gaining its abilities and a suit of armor. While the hero was previously seen in the long-running Smallville TV show, this will be Reyes' first time in a starring role as he joins the ranks of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in the DCEU. There's no timeline for the movie's production release, although Warner Brothers has enlisted Angel Manuel Soto as its director. Now news has come out regarding the young man who will bring Jaime Reyes to life. The rap revealed that Zalo Mariduena, I think I'm saying that right, is slated to play the main role of Jaime Reyes in the Warner Brothers live-action Blue Beetle film. Cobra Kai star played the DC's first Latino leading character in the movie, which is currently set to release on HBO Max. Let's talk a little bit about that. How do you feel? Do you think this is the right direction for DC to go? And how do you feel about him playing? Have you seen Cobra? I know you watched some Cobra Kai.
I've watched the first season.
First season. Did you like it? No. That's a reboot. Okay. There we go. Another reimagining. Right.
It was okay. I won't say it was my favorite thing, but it was okay.
Okay.
I liked it for the nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so do I think that Blue Beetle is going to be good as far as HBO Max? I think they need to hang up HBO Max right this second.
You.
Stop sending stuff there,
Mhm.
as I guess they let that be the little gestation pond for whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever ideas,
Right.
but that's going to hurt you guys to use that character there and then not tie into everything that's going on.
Mm.
You know,
So you think HBO Max thing, because see, this is what I heard. I heard that there are I think Matt Reeves won everything. What's up, XR? XR in the building. What's up, bro?
what's good, bro?
I think Matt Reeves won everything that he does HBO Max.
Right.
So he'll have, I think it was Matt Reeves. I
I'm
want to
pretty
say,
sure I
yeah, I
remember
want to
that
say it was Matt
article.
Reeves.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
him.
that he wants everything HBO Max, right? And see, this is why this Flash movie is so important. This is where we will get, you know what I'm saying? Because the
It's the
Flash movie,
springboard.
right, it'll let us know what's what as
Right.
far as continuity wise, what's canonical, what's not, uh, and what we should really pay. See, this is why I don't like what DC is doing. It's making the fans decide what they care about and what they don't care about.
Right.
And which is cool. You know, I do. You know, the fans had the ultimate power, but it's taking the power away from the filmmakers and the creators prematurely. In my book, you know what I'm saying. When
Yeah.
you're just saying, we're just gonna give you these movies, but then some of these movies might connect. If that connection connects with the fans and the fans want to see that, then those movies that are
That's
just
what you need to be
outliers,
doing. Right.
they're not going to matter to the fans. They're
Nope.
not going to care about a Blue
Might
Beetle
not even
or
go see them. Yeah.
go see them. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you're making a disconnect before you even make a connection. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess that's what you're saying about the HBO Max situation.
Right.
They need to come up with they need to make it known that the things on HBO Max matter to theatrical releases.
Okay.
They have to. So somebody needs to come out and says and say these things, because they got too many things in production. Like this article said, DC upcoming slate. Where is that? I was just reading it. But basically that they do a lot of things. Yeah, here it is. Warner Brothers is well known for developing plans for movies quite far in advance, particularly within the DC extended universe. Way too far in advance. You know what I'm saying? You developing movies that might not even have
A chance.
a fan base. You don't know. Blue Beetle might not be popular enough to carry his own film.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? And why are you doing this? Are you doing this just because we found a Latinx hero that we can push?
That's what it seems like.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why do that and destroy this Latinx character? Because that's what's gonna, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen.
Destroying the integrity of the character.
Yeah. You do this, it flops, it's bad, it's just poorly received. Now that's done. The Blue Beetle is done. Nobody's gonna want to see Blue Beetle. Nobody's gonna want to see a Latin character as a superhero.
Right.
That will be done. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, because we just haven't. They need to develop. To me, they just need to develop their characters first. Give me the playground to where you can develop these. Yeah, with Marvel, Iron Man was the springboard.
Mm-hmm.
Within Iron Man, they started developing characters. But they already knew, okay, Captain America pretty popular. Not the face of Marvel, but a face of Marvel. Right? So I can come out with a Captain America movie.
Mm-hmm.
Within Iron Man 2, I started developing other characters like Black Widow. Black Widow shows up, right? I started putting the pieces together. Thor. I started making Thor references. Start that. You see what I'm saying? World building. There's no world building going on here.
Not at all. I don't think so either. They're just trying to throw a bunch of titles at the screen and see what sticks.
See what sticks. See what sticks. But I hope this works. I think Blue Beetle is a dope character. Can be DC's Spider-Man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Blue Beetle can be DC's Spider-Man if done correctly. If they do get I don't know how to pronounce the name. Zolo, I think is how you pronounce that. You get him. People seem to like him. You know what I'm saying? Popular with Cobra Kai, stuff like that. So they can make this work if they world build and build, you know what I'm saying? Introduce in another movie, slowly build, like take the time out to actually build the DCEU instead of just throwing it at the fans.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's what I think. Oh, XR, man. We ain't got there yet, XR. It's almost, man. I got one more and then we're gonna get into that. I want to show the trailer, but every time I show the trailer, I get a strike, man. Yeah, I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to show it without. And I've reached out to some other YouTubers, and they said, you know, they really ain't giving no good answers. Like some people said to pause, stop, and talk about it. I did that last time. Still got a strike. Some people say they don't get strikes at all. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's that, man. Blue Beetle's coming. There's no date. It's gonna be on HBO Max. Before I end it, would you like to see it as more of on HBO Max as a TV show, or would you like to see it actually go to the movies?
To the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to the movies. I'm with that. I am with that. So yeah, that's that. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Blue Beetle. And on to the next. Where am I at now? Okay, boom. Right here. This is something I had wanted to talk about last week, man. But you know,
yep.
With things happening,
right?
Disney's being sued by Scarlett Johansson over Black Widow being shown date and day. How do you feel? Do you think? Let me not say that. Do you think she has a case? Is she valid in her argument in suing Disney, or do you think this is a misunderstanding and she is not understanding what's going on in the world right now?
Well,
or both.
Well, when they signed that contract, there was no pandemic.
Right.
I get it. I'd be upset too, especially since her personally, she can't do anything about that. But if the contract says don't do this, and then you do that, guess what? You get your hands spanked.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening to them. Because they can settle out of court with her for what she wants and not even lose any sleep over it.
Right. And, you know, a lot of people are like, just pay her the money and go about your business, you know. But somebody else brought up the fact that once you start doing that, it opens the floodgate for everything, for everybody to show up, sue, or try to get settlements about money and stuff like that. Now, from my understanding, and I reached out to some entertainment lawyers. Most of the time, there's a act of God clause.
Okay.
In said contract, and if that is in contract, they can actually pull everything and don't have to honor that contract because the pandemic is an act of God. You know what I'm saying, or can be viewed as such, and that's if they wanted to play dirty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That they can pull that stunt. Now, how I look at it is that contract was probably signed or not probably was done pre-COVID, right? She signed the contract saying I should, what I'm saying, especially banking on it to be $1 billion film.
Right.
Now, I don't necessarily think it would have been $1 billion film one way or the other. Because it's
pandemic
a film,
or no pandemic,
right? Pandemic or not, I just don't. It maybe would have made a little bit more, but I don't see it making what she thought, or what I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure they looked at Captain Marvel, or her team looked at Captain Marvel and was like, well, shit, Captain Marvel made $1 billion, I can make $1 billion. Well, guess what? Captain Marvel was kind of in a sweet spot, and it did, and it didn't have implications going forward with Endgame, because I want to say that came out right in the middle of Infinity War and Endgame. Am I correct?
What was that? Now give me that last part again.
Captain Marvel. That came out in between Endgame and Infinity War, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
So right. So that was like the sweet spot for that movie.
Right.
Because if you go back and watch it, whether you liked it or not, it's not a $1 billion movie.
Nope.
It's not. It just fell into the right spot. You know what I'm saying? That was good marketing. That was good, they didn't do that with this. This, a lot of people screamed, just release it so we can watch it and get on without, you know what I'm saying? Because I think the fans already knew, man, we just gonna watch this shit and keep it moving. She's dead. You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? If even watching this movie, even with the end credit scene, right? That has nothing to do with the MCU going forward. Yelena going after Hawkeye has nothing to do with the real, you know what I'm saying, nuts and bolts of what's going on with the MCU.
Right.
There's no multiversal conflict. There's the big bad is destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of it. This was a DC movie. If you understand what I'm saying, because DC wants to do their one-off movies. This was a one-off movie. This was a movie that you didn't even have to watch.
Right.
And I think word of mouth got back to people that, man, you ain't got to watch that if you don't want to.
Right.
And that's where the drop-off happened. I don't think it was just because it was on Disney Plus, because they made their money. Now, if she want to go back and say, hey, man, I need some of that Disney Plus money, I'm 100% behind her on it.
No doubt.
I'm 100% behind. Hey, look. Oh, okay. Well, let me get some of that. I think they said they made $30 million off of Disney Plus, something like that. I need some of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm totally behind her. But for her to say, oh no, I need the 50 mil that I was projected to get based off of certain metrics and this, that, and the third that were put together back in 2018 or whenever the movie was supposed to come out, 2018, 2019. No, those metrics don't exist no more.
No, because it's not the same economy.
It's not the same.
Not
right.
Any of that. Right.
Those metrics don't now, and I blame her team. How long if people been going back and forth saying just release it? They've been saying that for the past year. So you mean in the past year the team didn't think that it would be released on Disney Plus?
Mm-hmm.
The team should have been talking with Mickey Mouse the whole time.
They should have been the first people to know.
Hey, what y'all doing with my movie? What y'all doing with my movie? You know what I'm saying? The team should have been right there. Hey, nah, we don't know. and Feige got mad. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
Yeah.
Kevin. Okay, you get Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Mad. Because
Okay.
even though he's the company man, he wants, you know, his people. He don't want to burn no bridges. I understand that.
Right. Of course.
Might bring Scarlett Johansson back in something else. What if, you know, stuff like that. Do you and I've talked about the fall of Marvel. Been talking about it for a while. Is this the beginning of the end? Do you see chinks in the armor? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there chinks in the armor with this?
I feel like we have already seen chinks in the armor. We've seen the decrease in story.
Mm-hmm.
Seen, like I said, we've seen the chinks in the armor.
Yeah.
We didn't want to address them because we wanted them to be good.
Right.
I feel like they are going to have to really step up their game to top what they've already done. Because if they're not going to top it, they shouldn't go forward.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's time for that new blood. Maybe Feige does need to hands off and let somebody step up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm not saying that I want him to go or that he's doing a bad job, but it's getting a little stagnant.
I agree.
It's getting a little stagnant. This, you know,
moving right now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing moving. Nothing moving. Just same old same. We'll see what you know what I'm saying. The movies coming out of Phase 4, but Black Widow wasn't it. And I hate to say it, I think they kind of just did that movie because they wanted to give ScarJo one last hurrah. Are you fucking serious? But that was not it. That was, what the fuck, and I think that's why she's mad, because her last hurrah didn't go off, you know what I'm saying, with the bang that she thought it was gonna go off with. You know?
Right.
So
I need you.
That's how I look at it. You gotta go, my guy. If you gotta go, I can finish it.
I got a dip.
Okay, I'll finish it up, man. I'll finish it up.
Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. I'll finish it up. All right. But so yeah, that's how I feel about Disney being sued. Kevin Feige being mad. I know he don't want to upset the apple cart, but I think both sides is wrong. I think they can come to a amicable agreement. She should get paid, so she should get her money, or she should get some money. I think what was negotiated at first needs to be renegotiated. Due to the pandemic, due to the future is in streaming. All these companies is doing streaming, so they got to deal with that. What's up, Gooch? What's up? They just going to have to deal with that. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel about Disney being sued. Do you think they're going to handle this out of court? Because I think Emma Stone might also sue. There's talks of The Rock suing over what's this movie? Jungle Cruise. You know what I'm saying? So the mouse, you know, the Mouse House, people coming for the Mouse House, man. They're coming for them. But hopefully, I mean, they would, you know, it's Disney. They withstand what's going on. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Let's jump into this Venom 2 trailer. And I'm gonna go ahead and show it. Why not, man? If they copyright strike me, so what? Right? So what? So give me a second. Let me go and share this. And let's watch this joint. I ain't even really watched it the whole way through yet. But let's see. Let me run it back.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Lady here. We should be out there snacking on bad guys. I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression, or you will get
XR say that. So I'm gonna show it, XR. I got to show it, man. I got to show it. I'm gonna just, how about I pause it? Let me switch some things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get the copyright strike. Nah, all right, let's go back. I'm gonna keep doing stuff like that. I'm gonna see if that works.
You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Please let me fix it so I can break it again. You are a loser.
In association with Marvel.
I want to give you my story. People love serial killers. Please, why me? What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. I have tasted blood before, and that is not it.
That's weird. Okay, so I guess that's how he gets the Carnage symbiote in him. I don't remember Cletus Cassidy being a a cannibal. I mean, he just bit cause, and you know, did he know it? I mean, is he trying to say that he knew he had venom in him? I don't know. That's a weird one. That's a weird one.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage. But I'm a crazy man. Are you a vengeful one?
Oh, shit.
Whoa, where you going?
That is a red one.
You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody.
Promise.
I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Betty, you feel like home to me. Like family.
Oh, wow.
You could just say I'm happy for you.
That was going to be us.
I am happy for you.
No.
God, I'm so sorry.
Not sorry.
This dude needs some serious couples counseling.
Okay. Okay. Venom, let there be carnage. Decent trailer. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I know XR going a little crazy. Well, I'm gonna get into it though. I'm gonna get into it. Let me get my quick overview of it. Seems to be a little bit more dark, a little bit more grittier. I think they're still gonna keep that, what I want to say, the kind of silly factor in it. I don't have, and I didn't have an issue. It's some things that I'm having an issue with, how the symbiote, and I've discussed this already, you know, with Eddie Brock being the loser, and how the symbiote talks to him in that, you know what I'm saying, tone, instead of them working together. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more of Venom in charge instead of Eddie, and that's not how it was in the comics. I don't know. That dynamic ain't the best dynamic shown on screen. I think they should have Eddie in charge as it normally is. Woody Harrelson is Carnage. See, this looks right. This looks right. It looks good. I'm behind it. Carnage looks sick, evil. Woody Harrelson looks evil. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why he bit him, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed the trailer. I think this gonna be a good movie, man. Hopefully it ties into some other Spum C stuff. If y'all don't know what Spum C is, that's the Sony Pictures. No. Is it Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel or something like that? It's something like that. Spum C. So yeah, Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel characters. That's what it is, which is weird, right? So I hope it ties into Morbius. Hope we get some Spider-Man action somewhere down the line. You can't have Venom without Spider-Man. You just can't. That's blasphemous. Craven, things like that. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the trailer. I enjoyed it. This movie comes out this fall. They just took the date away. Now it's just saying this fall. So no, I'm gonna get it to XR, but hopefully it's good, man. All right. So now what I want to do is get into these chats, get into these comments, and see what's good. So XR says, I didn't like that Venom trailer. The comedy is over the top. Carnage looks like they are going to be off screen. No, Carnage kills looks like they're going to be off screen. Eddie Brock is a loser and a punk, unlike in the comments where he is a badass. Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. As far as the Eddie Brock is a loser, I don't like them having this nervous tick, depression-filled Eddie Brock. Like, that's not the Eddie Brock that I know. And that's a drastic change. You know what I'm saying? That's like a real drastic change. And it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't agree with you on this, saying the AV destroyed Venom and Carlos with all that comedy. Venom is now a goofball. AV has nothing. I told you, and we talked about this last time. AV has nothing to do with this movie. He has nothing to do with this movie. I don't know much about Blue Beetle. Let's see if there's something different than what Disney, Marvel, and Sony are doing. Yeah, I hope now I can get behind that comment. I hope it is something drastically different than what Disney and Marvel and Sony are doing. And when I made the when I made the comparison that this can be their, saying DC Spider-Man, I mean, like, is teenage, popular. It's a mask. It's a lot. You can sell it as merchandise. Like it, you can do all this and tailor it strictly to the kids, man. This can be a good thing for DC if done right. Did you hear the Venom 2 and No Way Home are getting delayed? Yeah, I didn't know. I saw something earlier about No Way Home being delayed. And just watching that trailer and seeing it says coming fall instead of having the actual date. I think it was supposed to come out September, and it was actually supposed to come out earlier than that. So yeah, I see now getting delayed, but it is what it is. I think they're delaying it so they can put some extra things to connect some dots. You know what I'm saying, within the Marvel universe or in the Spum C. He says they caught. I don't know what that is in the Flash movie set. What do you think it is? Probably Henry Cavill. Oh, you saying Superman is in the Flash movie set? What do you think is probably? If it is Superman, I hope it is Henry Cavill. From what I understand, he, and I think we already knew this already. He wants to come back as Superman. He's not done. They might think he's done, but he's not done. I think he still has more in the tank. He's ready to play Superman. They just got to do him right. Treat my guy right, man. Treat my guy right. Did you hear that they are making a Ninja Turtles movie? I hope it's dark, gritty like the comics. Most of the movies are watered down unlike the comics. Yeah. I think Seth Rogen is doing this, if I remember correctly. You don't want dark, gritty like the comics. And I'm gonna tell you why. That's not what made Ninja Turtles popular. The cartoons is what made Ninja Turtles popular. And not saying that they couldn't make it dark and gritty like in the comics, you know what I'm saying? But I can't sell that merch. I hate to say it. It's now it's two canons. When it's some franchises is like this, right? You got the Ninja Turtles, and you had the comics. Who did it? Lard and I forgot the other guy, but you know what I'm saying. When they sold their rights to, I forgot who they sold it to, and they took over and they turned the Ninja Turtles into these cartoon characters, and stuff like that. That's when the Ninja Turtles blew up. Not from the comics. The comics didn't blow them up. It was the cartoon, the way that it was done in the cartoon, with the colors, you know what I'm saying? Purple bandana, red, orange, blue. Even adding Shredder as a real bad guy. Remember, if you did read the comics, Shredder was a one-off bad guy. I think he appeared in the first comic, and that was it. Until later on down the line when he became popular due to the cartoons. So they're not going to do nothing gritty because the cartoons is what sells the Turtles, not the comics. Just throwing that out there. So it's two types of canon. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Says, did you hear the Kingpin might show up in Hawkeye series? I hope they don't turn Kingpin into a one-dimensional generic watered down. I heard that D'Onofrio is coming back as Kingpin. And if you watch them in the Daredevil series, not Daredevil, that was Daredevil, right? Yeah, if you watch them in the Daredevil series, then then you'll know that he won't be a one-dimensional generic, watered down, goofy clown. Blade might show up in Moon Knight. I'm hearing that. We'll see. I think going forward that Marvel has to do some different things. So you're going to hear some stuff like these other characters with movies already showing up in other characters, TV shows or movies, because they got to get Blade back up to speed. You know what I'm saying? They got to get all these other characters that they want to work with back up to speed. So they got to do this cross-pollination, this cross-promoting. They have to, or they're going to lose. And right now they're hurting. And when I say hurting, I don't mean like their movies is flopping, even though, you know, Black Widow still did good. But to me, they've plateaued, right? And plateauing ain't necessarily bad. What's bad is when you start to taper off of your plateau and you start going down. So they got to figure out a way to either maintain that plateau or start elevating again. Oh man, excuse me. It says Carnage doesn't look red enough. It's a trailer, man. You have to see the full thing, and I don't know who cares about it. That's just me. He's red enough. He's Carnage. He's red enough to where I know, okay, that's Carnage. Since I heard that Kevin Feige is threatening to quit because of Bod Cheaper. I don't know what that is. He's not quitting. I don't know where you're getting that from. There's a chaos at Disney after Bob Chapek. That's what you're trying to say, Bob Chapek. Yeah, Bob Chapek is a numbers guy, strictly black and white. And that might hurt Marvel, Disney, might hurt everybody in his wake, because Iger was all about letting the creatives create. And when you let the creators create, you normally win. When you start trying to do things by the numbers and you take the soul out, because that's what happens when you start looking at these numbers, these spreadsheets and stuff like that. You take the soul out. People gravitate to the soul. People gravitate to the humanizing stories and stuff like that, the things that they can humanly identify with. And when you turn it into a robot, it don't work. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? You're starting to see stuff like that. Disney has been too greedy and evil. Mickey Mouse, man. Mickey Mouse. Man, why I'm yawning? Oh man, I just keep yawning like I'm tired. Woo. Since Carnage is going to kill with his tongue now, no brutal violent claws, kills, no ripping people in half. Most Venom kills will be off screen. I hope one day Sony will do an R-rated Morbius. We haven't seen it yet, man. This is just a trailer, and it wasn't even a Red Band trailer. Let's watch the movie first. Let's watch the movie. I guess Craven will be cracking silly ass jokes too, and AVA Rat will say he's a kid-friendly character. Where you keep getting AVA Rat from, man? He's not involved. He's not involved. And you blaming AV, but you liked all the other stuff that AV did. Come on, XR. Come on. So did you hear that the MCU MJ might die in Spider-Man 3 because the actress says it's her last movie? She did say it's her last movie. I don't know if she dies or not. And shit, my bad. I'm cool with it. Because we got this multiverse stuff, and she's not Mary Jane anyway. She's not Mary Jane. She's just MJ, and MJ stands for Michelle Jones. So she's not Mary Jane. She's Michelle Jones. So if she dies, she dies, like the Russian says. You know what I'm saying? Says, how much do you think Suicide Squad would do if it's as good as people say it is? I hope it hits $1 billion so that James Gunn comes back and do more. DC, I want an R-rated Lobo movie. You and these R-rated movies, why not? Why you can't just have a good Lobo movie? Why does it have to be R-rated? I hope Suicide Squad is good. Like I'm gonna keep this narrative going. I want to see DC win. DC needs to win so it makes Marvel step up. DC needs to win so it allows these other companies who are doing comic book movies or these franchises to step their game up, right? So we need competition. Right now, DC isn't any competition for Marvel. Marvel's just outlasting everybody. And sooner or later, once their product goes down, that's all we're going to have is bad product all around. So I need DC to win. I want them to win. And James Gunn to be back. He's already pitching a DC villain movie that he wants to do, and he already has a Peacekeeper coming out on HBO Max. I heard Master Universe Part 2 will destroy He-Man even more. I don't even want to talk about that, man. Don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, don't even want to talk. The thing is, the first part wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But you killed everybody's expectations. If you would have came out and just gave the synopsis of what you were trying to do, I don't think anybody would have had a problem with it. Yeah, you made Tila look like, I hate to say it, you made Tila look bad, right? She looks bad. She threw a hissy fit, went and shaved her head. And I guess, that was supposed to make her look like the strong woman that she is or whatever. No, it just made her look trash. Made her look bad. It took all her femininity away. I guess to be a strong woman, you have to look male, I guess. And you don't have to do that. Evil Lynn didn't sacrifice her femininity to be strong. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Then you queer baiting. Is she gay or is she not gay? Just come on. Do you think we're getting another Spawn TV show? I hope so, but I doubt it. I think they are doing Sam and Twitch. That might be a show coming out. I heard that was in development, but as an actual Spawn TV show, no. And I think it's time for it. I think you go ahead and give me a Spawn anime. Give me a Spawn anime on Netflix, HBO Max, or whatever. I think that's like the easy move that would get Spawn back at the height, back as popular as he. I mean, I don't think he'll probably be as popular as he once was, but at least get back into that level. I heard that the No Way Home trailer is coming out this Friday. I won't hold my breath. When I hold my breath. Did you hear the Wolverine will show up in Shang-Chi? No, I doubt that. I highly doubt Wolverine will show up in Shang-Chi. I do think mutants can show up. And I do think you're going to start seeing some sprinkles of mutants showing up. But I highly doubt Wolverine shows up in Shang-Chi, but I wouldn't mind Sabretooth showing up. I think Sabretooth would factor better than Wolverine showing up. Yeah, and plus, I mean, much as I like Wolverine, OG superhero of my day, I think Sabretooth showing up and the story that they can tell with him, the reasons why he's showing up, stuff like that would make sense. Last one, XR. Excuse me, man. Past my bedtime around here. Did you hear that Lou Ferrigno hates MCU Hulk and She-Hulk because they used to? Yeah, I saw that. Who cares? Lou Ferrigno? Lou, I hate to say it, he wasn't. Yeah. Lou Ferrigno, nobody cares. I don't care. For 1970s, no CGI, practical. Yeah, okay, you were a big bodybuilder dude. But you wasn't the Hulk. You was not the Hulk. I mean, you were the Hulk, but if we talking comic book accuracy, you wasn't the Hulk. You were the Hulk for that time. You were like what's his name? Adam West's Batman. So Lou Ferrigno, nobody cares. You can hate all day long. Sabretooth needs more character development. Oh, Sabretooth. Yeah, well, that would be the opportunity to start developing his character. I think, to me, see, a lot of people like Wolverine, but to me, Sabretooth is, to me, and this is just to me, he's way more complex, or can be way more complex than Wolverine. Victor, yeah, because him giving in to his carnal rages, him giving in to the animalistic side, but also being conniving, also being just as good of a spy, just as good of a fighter, the opposite end. That's a story I can get behind, especially in today's age. Like, I'm telling you, once they gave Wolverine's origin up, his enigmatic presence went away. He became uncool to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there really isn't nothing cool about Wolverine no more. So I don't know. To me, you give me Sabretooth, that's a character that needs development. That's a character that still has some mystery about him. Wolverine has no mystery about him no more to me. It's true, nobody is 8'5" and built like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, Lou Ferrigno, just shut up, man. You can hate the MCU Hulk, She-Hulk. You can hate all the CGI Hulks. What else am I gonna do? Yeah, you were the practical Hulk. I don't even think you that tall. You were just, wide body. You know what I'm saying? Camera boosted you up, made you look beastie like that. You did your thing for back then, but nah, man, shut up. Who could play a good Mr. Sinister? I think it's a couple of actors out there. I have to like search and look, but I'm always throw him in the pot. Keanu Reeves. I'm always throw Keanu Reeves in the pot because I think he could play a dope Sinister. So yeah. But I'm about to wrap it up, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Carnage trailer. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Disney being sued. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Flash Gordon reboot. And y'all let me know what y'all think about Blue Beetle, man. I think Blue Beetle could be a sleeper. DC, you got to respond, man. You have to respond. Give me something that I want to, you know what I'm saying, that I want to see. That the people want to see, not just me. Give us something that the people want to see. This is your time is now. Suicide Squad getting going down damn near the highest rated superhero film of all time. Right? Build off this momentum. Build off this hype train. Build off of it. You're yawning, man. Where? That's why I'm wrapping it up, because I'm yawning, man. But you know what it is, man. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you want to donate, you can hit the Cash App. That's $Blueminati, or you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse, man. I really ain't got nothing else. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Trying to keep it consistent. So we'll be back tomorrow, man. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Peace.
Son,